Good evening and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We are here on a Saturday evening for a little fun event around the Green Hell. Oh, spooky. It's not Halloween or anything, but us nutty lot at the VRC thought we'd hold a 1 hour race at the Nurburgring Nordschleife, and we are about 10 minutes away from, well, about 12 minutes away from the qualifying. Just looking at a couple of the cars out there. Little GG's has shown up already with a 1:57.7, which is like 23 seconds faster than I've ever gone. So well done to that man. He's on the soft tyre. There's all tyres are available in Hulu. He's done an outlap, good fast outlap as well. In too low, should I say? He's done a great outlap. See if we can get some onboard coverage here while he's whipping around. He's new to the Virtual Racers Club. Welcome into low. And he seems rather excited about this event. I think he likes this track. And he is going great guns at the moment. We're taking the Ford Focus Group B rally cars out. Now I'll tell you why. One, they're fun to drive. Two, sorry, I drive a Ford Focus in real life, so I chose the car I drive. And three, the Group B cars is the fastest Ford Focus in the game, as they opted for their Mustangs, Ford Mustangs. In the chat we've got Skyjacker saying evening, and we have Mika Wivery saying hello, good evening and welcome to the Green Hell. I'm doing it on my phone. I've turned every Wi-Fi thing off in the house, running around, well, bless her, my wife, running around, turning all Wi-Fi bits off, just in case we have internet issues. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a good event. I mean, not many shows. There's been a couple of people message me, can't make it this evening for one reason or another. I just put it down to that they're scared. They fear the ring. But those that have shown, the brave, are here. So Alexis Maximus in the house. I'll go to a better view than that. Alexis Maximus in the house in a monster Ford. Nice. In fourth, we have Alpha Nut in a 7-Up, a Green Hell special livery made by yours truly. It's got the changing paint for the hell, you know, red and green. Hopefully it'll look nice in a crowd. So far, it looks okay. There's Alpha Nut there in a car 44. Cthulhu hasn't come out of the pits yet. I don't understand. He's building up some bravery. We've got 10 minutes now till qualifying, so there's plenty of time for him to get out there, get a feel for the track. But Lil GG's is the man to watch at the moment. He's the one doing the times. Mika Wivery in the chat. Oh, and Pat's in the chat, sorry. Pat, I hope this goes okay. Might be a different type of race to some of the others we usually do. Mika says, I do like the 7-Up livery. Very nice. Well, thank you very much. That's what I waste my time with, in between commentating and playing No Man's Sky. Although I haven't played No Man's Sky for ages. I tried that Just Cause 4 last night. Too hectic, too stressful. I was a bit drunk, so I couldn't do it. Whoa! Mind the paintwork, Alpha. Took me ages. Oh, have we got an extra person? Someone else has shown up, have they? Oh, Matt Psycho in the house. Oh yes, I saw Matt Psycho's livery during the week in the Discord. It looked rather nice. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So I'll give them a heads up that we're 10 minutes away from quali. 8 minutes. Let me just get in the chatty chats. I'll say 10. Give some chance, don't it? Any of you out there want to quickly grab a Ford and jump in the room, you're more than welcome. We're going to have a 30-minute qualifying because it takes so long to get around here, and I imagine they will want to crawl round their outlap to try and use as little tyre up as possible. Qualifying. It took me 10 minutes to write the message, so, but there we go, 10 minutes till qualifying. Gentlemen, get your seatbelts ready at the go-go. Mick Weaver says you need to do 3 laps to get 1 registered. Is it really now? Well, you start the 3rd lap, but I'm assuming they're just going to exit out on the 3rd lap. We'll see a lot of cars after their flying lap just disappear off the track, go straight into the pits. We're using the transporters tonight. I can't imagine they'll do a full out lap to get round to the pit stop. So I imagine as soon as they cross the line with their flying lap, then they will be exiting out, getting back in the pits, getting some fresh rubber on, and getting back out there for another run. I mean, in 30 minutes, there's not really much you can, not many laps you can do. I mean, even in the full race, I think it's only going to be something like 9 laps, maybe, possibly. I had a little dummy run. I think I just made like 9 laps, but these guys are a lot faster than me. So I think they'll be well into 9 laps before the 1 hour runs out. Yes, Mick says it will at least start the 3rd. Yeah, I wasn't questioning your wisdom, young Mika. I was just saying they don't have to do that 3rd lap. I imagine a lot of them are going to red X. Ooh, Cthulhu. I've only seen the back of it. Rockstar, I like it. I like it a lot. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. Tasty. Nice. Nice. So, we've got some nice looking cars here. Caliber. For Matt Psycho. Ooh, I wonder who everyone's favourite is. Matt Psycho, he's won a few things of late. But Alpha Nut also, strong contender. Little GG's, he's fast. He was fast in the GTMC. We haven't seen him since the GTMC days. It's great to see him back in the Virtual Racers Club. And like I said, in Tulu, this is our first seeing of the Portuguese young man, and he looks racy. I think one to watch. He's gone for the super soft tyres. He's just coming around now. He's doing a good lap. He's only just got to that 7-minute mark. I did a little test lap off of the YouTube before we went on air. I did a 7:20. My best is a 7:19, so a 7:11 from Intulo. Cthulhu on his out lap at the moment, all warming up, ready for quali. I'll ask them in about 6 minutes if they are ready to go, and we will see. Alexis Maximus just stopping at the end of the pit. Doesn't have to have a practice start. I think we're going to have a rolling start. What's he doing? Trying to reverse back into the pits. Interesting, Alexis. Some manoeuvres, a 3-point turn there. He's trying to turn back into the pits. You can't do it. You can't do it. He's waiting for me to go away so he can drive the wrong way up the track. There we have a little GG's going across with another 6:55. Great stuff. There we go. Oh, they look great in the along the pit lane. Too low, coming back out. Alexis Maximus has made it. Where is he going? He is driving the wrong way round to get back. Why don't you just press the exit, Alexis? You'll just get put back in the pits. Oh, he wants a good run at it, maybe? I don't know. I think he's just having a little play there in the Rockstar Ford. We have Cthulhu, our own Fernando, trekking around, doing a bit of a recce. It's more like a rally event, isn't it, I suppose? So we have Monster 7-Up, Rockstar, Martini and Caliper. I said the thing, yeah, it's the drinks. You need a drink around the Green Hell. And we've got the drinks race. I should have called it the drink race. Pop race. Is it 2 monster liveries? I don't know. I haven't seen another one. Have I seen another monster livery? I'm not sure. Intulo. He's got like a renegade on the side of his. I don't know if that's a clothing wear. Alexis Maximus still struggling on the start straight there with his manoeuvres. So in a third, yeah, Alpha Nut said only 6. Thought more turned up. Racer Brown was going to be here. He sent me a message saying he's really gutted because he's had to go and work away, and he's like 40 at 22. He was 40 minutes or an hour away from home, so he was not going to be able to make it. I don't really know who else signed up for it, to tell you the truth. There was a couple of maybes. Homesick said he was going to try if he could, but he doesn't really race at weekends. And I don't know who else said. Talleyrand said he may be able to, but obviously not. So we have what we've got, and like I said, it's more of a survival horror than it is a race. I think we will have offs, we'll have them staggered out, but it's when they cross the line that what matters. Like I said, I took out some super softs, and I tried to make them last 4 laps. I did 3 laps, and I should have come in at the end of the 3rd lap with the super softs because they were pretty done. But I thought, no, one more lap. I'll do one more lap on these. I'll just take it easier. And they were useless. They were absolutely pants on that 4th lap. So, but I think you can go around 4 laps, 4 or 5 laps on the soft tyres. And to tell you the truth, when I put the softs on, I wasn't any slower than I was on the super softs because of the amount of offs that I have. Anyway, this looks like it's our lot. 6 contenders around the hell that is Nurburgring. It should be a good race. I think it's going to be a good race. Alexis Maximus still hiding behind the lights. I can't even see where he is. I could try and change the view. Standard, variable, standard, variable. Chase. There he is. He's just parked off. He's watching the cars coming around, isn't he? So variable. So one more look through them. There we go. There we see a little GG's. Intulo, Alexis Maximus, Cthulhu, Alphanot, and finally Matt Psycho. I'll just quickly check the Discord. I don't know if I can do that to make sure no one says hang 2 minutes, because I can hang for 2 minutes if they're coming. Let me see. Nope, nothing in the focus tail part. So this is our gang, our crazy gang for this evening. And see how they're all going to turn out. I will soon ask them if they're ready to rock and roll. Oh god, does that put me right behind on the YouTube? Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll close the YouTube down and reopen it, because I think because I've come out of it, it's put me behind. Oh, all the chat comes up anyway. Matt Psycho, not in his usual colours again. What madness is this, says Amico Ivory. Yes, I know, he's having a bit of a change here at the end of the season. So let me just ask them if they're ready to go. And then we'll light her up. And then my job from the admin side should be finished. Ready to go. Look at me, I read out what I type. That's quite sad. I'm ready to go. Only 6, and we're streaming it as well. Oh no. Well, Alpha says yes. Intulo says yes. Have we got any other yeses? We only need 6 Ys, and we are gonna click go for qualifying. There is 3 Ys, just 3 more Ys. Come on, little GG's. Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho is definitely not ready because he is there. Alexis Maximus says, good luck, gents. Is that a Y? I'm counting that as a Y. So we've just got the Psycho and little GG's. I've not Y'd up yet. Oh, what? Alexis Maximus has left. Oh, do I wait for him to come back? Do I not? Was he just here for a bit of a practice? Oh, no. Alexis Maximus, where are you? Maybe he was never going to take part. Maybe he was just in for a little kick around until we started. That's so we're down to 5 cars. Still can race with 5 cars. I don't want to check Discord because then I have to close YouTube down. So, oh, bloody bugger it hell. Close YouTube down. Go to Discord. He might not be able to do it because I know he has to nip out. So maybe he can't do a full hour. Let me see. No, I don't think there's anything in there, so I think we're going to go. Just going to go with it. Go with what we got, I reckon. Suck it and see. Nothing on Discord yet. No, I think he was in just for a bit of a practice. So 5 contenders face hell. So what do I do to start it? Do I press the pause button? Start chat, live timing, spectator options. So how come I can't start the race? Give me a second here, guys. Maybe we've got to exit the viewing. Maybe it's somewhere up here. Race settings. Start qualifying then. I think. Okay. Good luck, all 5 of you. May the force be with you. Nothing on Discord, so boom. Yes. Qualifying is just about to start. So Alexis, he must have just said good luck, gents, as in, like, I'm not taking part. But there is qualifying, 1 second, and here we go. Exciting. So far, ooh, Intulo is the only one that's opted to go for super soft tyres, it seems, in this session. Here we go, you can see them starting to flood out of the pits. Matt Psycho and Little GG's already out there on the soft tyre, so it looks like the soft tyre is the main option here. In Tulu is behind Alpha Knots. So you're going to try and stay quite close. I'll get rid of the big numbers because they are offensive to me. So there we can see the Renegade Ford with the 7-Up Ford. Both warming up very close to each other, very, very close. But I think Matt Psycho and Cthulhu now in between, Little GG's, they've backed off from each other. We're all going around their out lap. I imagine they'll do one flying lap. I'm going to sit on board with Cthulhu so we can have a good view of his out lap behind Alpha Nut. He's on the stickier tyres. You would think he'd want to back off a little bit, give himself a bit of racing room. I was just about to start saying, oh, there's more people watching than there is racing, but there is only 5 watching, so even Stevens, 10 of us and me, 11 of us out there in this world are getting to appreciate a little bit of green hell. Sat on board the Portuguese. You can't overtake on quali, don't overtake, just back off, give yourself a break, give yourself a gap there in Tulu. So Matt Psycho, he's got himself a lovely bit of room there, out there in the lead of everybody. Cthulhu, he's only a little bit ahead of Little GG's. They really want to give themselves a bit more space than this. Looks like Intulo is up for the racing straight away. In qualifying he wants to race, but you can't pressure Alpha. Alpha won't get pressured. He'll just sit there and say, well, just wait, Padawan, be chilled. So Matt Psycho, we're not even half a way around the track yet, are we? It's a long old out lap. Jam Huntington says winner. Darren Salmon says good evening, and Mika Wibri says evening, gents. That was my girly voice. Evening, gents. Cool, blimey, governor. So, ooh, Little GG's has caught up. I'm going to want to keep saying Racer Brown when I see Cthulhu. Little GG's, because Racer Brown was in a martini in the Subaru Cup, the Subaru Challenge, sorry, the WRX Challenge. They look like they're racing full pelt out there, these guys. Oh, Cthulhu finally got past Alpha Nut. Alpha Nut just probably thought, go on then, go. I'm in no stress. Saving those tyres. That's the problem. Cthulhu, he's pushing. He's going to wreck his tyres before he even gets to the start-finish line. And there we see they should all be taking quite a gentle approach. Nika Wivery says the rain in Spain falls most... Oh, sorry. The rain in Spain falls mostly on the plain. For you to practice your girly voice, thank you. The rain in Spain falls mostly on the plain. So Matt Psycho then still on an out lap. It's a long lap. These guys look like they're going fast. Whoa, Cthulhu flying off of the track. Luckily, it's just an outlap. It's just an outlap, lads. Calm down. God, these guys have got some spunk in them, haven't they? They just can't wait to get going. Wow. Awesome stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. It's going to be a rolling start. Oh, dear. Matt Psycho whacking the barrier with some force. There's light damage on, so the damage should disappear. But little GG's, he had a spark up his butt. He was flying. Well, he might catch the Psycho up, but not quite indeed. So 4 of our 5 guys are on the soft tire. I think we just saw Cthulhu losing the back end there. Look, even on the outlap, when they're meant to be going around, taking it easy, they're not quite getting there. So we're just waiting for him to cross the line, and now it's a long... I suppose it's not a great viewing pleasure for you out there, but you get to see some sexy Fords around an absolute legend of a track. It's the one where Niki Lauda had a kebab or a barbecue. Little GG's. He is catching up the Psycho right now. He doesn't want to catch him on the fast lap. Pat says, here we go. Racer Brown would also have had a Martini livery for this one as well. One of my designs, just to confuse you, not knowing there would be a second Martini car at the time. I was hoping someone would turn up with the Martini livery from the rally days. Does look cool on that Ford. So here we go, he's just coming around some tight section, Matt Psycho, onto that straight. The cars do scream their balls out. I am interested. They do top out down that start straight. Well, not start straight, but down the long straight. Oh my. Oh, little GG's has caught up, and Matt Psycho. So this is going to be, they've not even started their fast lap now. Maybe he's just going to try and tow him down. Ooh, Matt really struggling at the tail end of this lap. And there, ooh, little GG's just losing a bit of downforce, sat behind Matt Psycho. He's had a little small off, but that gives Matt Psycho a bit of space. But as you can see, look up in 6th gear, it's screaming out. Around about 54 I was getting. Yeah, 154 miles per hour down the straight. 154. I don't know if the tow will do any different for them. Now we see they're all starting to get onto the long straight now, and they're all probably thinking, what is this? Car's squealing. Where's the extra speed? But I've put bop on just because it's just a fun race. Rock up, crack on, no messing about. Ooh, he's gone a little wide on the last 2 corners. And he's coming around now to start his flying lap, and no mistakes in this one, Mr. Psycho. Find your centre. See, even their outlaps are faster than my fastest lap anyway. What am I saying? 7:16s on outlaps. Ooh, he looks a bit ginger going around the first few corners. So he made a mistake early doors in this lap. Cthulhu now starting his flying lap. With Tulo has started, and Alphanut just coming around the last corner now. He's giving himself plenty of space, and he's just about to do his flyer. Let's check up on things up ahead. They're all going in the right direction so far. Matt Psycho ahead of Little GG's. Little GG's just try and stay close enough maybe to grab a tow. And there we see Cthulhu. Oh, they're not quite catching air over that jump. It's a real shame. Would have looked awesome. But the car does, you feel like it jumps. But there we go, we've got 5 very sexy looking cars out there. Mika, for me, Matt Psycho wins the livery comp. There you go. Especially with the wheels. I'll check the wheels out next time I have a look. There we see. Let's have a look. I like the front part, the nice pale blue. Has he got gold wheels on? Oh yes, yes, they're very nice. Very good. He's got little GG's catching him up right now though. I can't call it. I like all of them actually. I like the Martini. Looks very good. I like the Rockstar. I've done a replica of that myself on a rally car before in some other competition that I was in, or competition, some other league that I was racing in. I like how urban In Toulouse is. It's like an urban clothes shop in Grand Theft Auto. And I can't really say about Alpha because I made it. So, I like it. But it's to represent Green Hell anyway. It was green and red, sort of changing colours thing. So little GG's now ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho, ooh, he's finding some issues with the barriers. So little GG's will be the fastest, maybe the fastest. We don't know. We don't know if it was a pain for him to get around Matt Psycho at the time. Cthulhu. You know what'll happen is someone will have a big crash at the beginning of the race and then quit out of it, and we'll be stuck on YouTube trying to commentate on 4 cars going around. Pat says Green Hell, green and red like Christmas. Yeah, that as well. That's also on my mind. I thought, yeah, it's Santa's sleigh. There he is. Oh, I wish it could be Christmas every day. So we're waiting for them to come across the line. See what we've got. There's a sector just about to come up. We can have a look at. I don't think it'll tell you much information though, because they've not done flying laps. It'll be for the later laps. We're already almost 11 minutes into qualifying, and we haven't even set a fast time yet. So it's going to have to be a quick rush. After they set this time, they're going to have to quickly get into the pits as quick as they possibly can, get some fresh boots on and get back out there again. So Matt Psycho there. We think he may have had a small off during this race. Look at that beautiful corner there. Wonderful stuff. Great. Cthulhu, we haven't really seen what his run's like, but we can see in Toulouse just behind him, it seems to be catching him up. He's racy. We saw he was racy with Alphanut earlier on. And Alphanut just let him go because, or what's the point in qualifying? No race going on there. That's not where you win and lose it. Please don't let anyone pit at the end of this lap for tyres. Yeah, that would be quite mental. That says me quivery. So, a little GG's leading the way. Over halfway round the track now. But yeah, I just thought this would be more about, not so much a race, but more about who can survive the hour, who can stay on the track the longest, stay ahead. So I think we'll have some offs when they start turning their wheel in anger. Little GG seems to have it all under control here. He's absolutely owning it. Matt Psycho. He came second in last night's Audi TT race. Gave it a close call with Liam Anfield. Really pushed him. He won the HPEC. And I think he came third in the Red Bull Championship we had on Sunday evenings. So Matt Psycho always there, a contender. Cthulhu and Intula. That's going to be really, they're quite similar, those names, aren't they? Cthulhu and Intulo. I could just call him Int. And there is Alphanut. Still waiting for a time from these guys. Here we see Racer, Little GG, sorry. I nearly said Racer Brown. Little GG's hitting the straight with great ferocity. Matt Psycho not that far behind him, but he's definitely lost a lot of time during the quali session. He's clocking a 6:20 odd as he crosses the line. 6:24, we didn't see what Little GG's was. Oh my God. Intulu really does want to race everyone, doesn't he? Oh dear, he didn't read the rules and the regs. So there'll have to be a very polite message sent to him saying, dude, in qualifying, we don't race. You've got to space yourself out. He's just up for it. Maybe he thinks this is the race. It's going to be a tough one, getting back out there and getting another lap done in this 30 minutes. I thought 30 minutes might be enough, but I'm not so sure, you know. There we see little GG's posting a 56.943, and he should just disappear. Matt Psycho already disappeared. Matt Psycho's coming for pits. He's coming in for pits. He's not even posted a time yet. Interesting. And there comes Intulo, also not posting time. These must be coming in to put on, I don't know, Cthulhu in as well. Interesting, very interesting. I don't understand the thinking behind that. But Alphanaut coming around, he's posted a 7:01.820. Puts him second fastest, 4.8 seconds behind a little GG's, with Matt Psycho still not posting a time yet. Now he's got to do another outlap. Very curious. There's 15 minutes left of qualifying. So they've done 15 minutes. If he gets a nip on, he'll have time to post his fast lap. But wow, interesting. They probably won't get a time set now. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure myself. It was very odd manoeuvring going into the pit lane, I must say. Intulu also, he was really racy. I think he just wants to race. I don't think he cares about the qualifying too much. Probably thinks he's ahead of Cthulhu at the moment. Alphanaut sitting behind these pair. Ooh, he's out wide. He's out wide. He's trying to post a second time on these soft tyres, as is little GG's. I thought they'd be straight in, new tyres, and back out again for an outlap, but no, they're just pushing the tyres they've got, see what they can do. Matt Psycho he put in new tyres, maybe because he wrecked his lap. He thought, I'm just going to go in and try again. Very, very tight. I would have finished second lap, then quit to the pits. Yeah, well, that's what I assumed everyone was going to do. Mika Wivry, I thought they were going to cross the line. Whey, there you go. That's what these cars are for. A bit of sideways action there from a little GG's, with a Matt Cycle down into third, Tulu fourth, and Cthulhu in fifth. Get that banker lap in, Mika says. Yes, exactly. Whoa, there goes Cthulhu. Losing the back end on those super softs. Oh, he's put the super softs on. That'll be why Cthulhu's gone in. He's gone to put the super soft on, same as Intulo. Whereas Matt Psycho, he's no fool though. I trust that he's got something up his sleeve before the end of this race. Looks like Alphanaut got a little bit of damage there. Those tyres just not as grippy as they were. They've got to be really careful in the race. I mean, the tyres are set to ×3. The fuel's set to ×1. So they can't make the tyres last as long. I assumed they were going to get a good 3 laps out of the tyres, maybe 4 on the soft, of a 9-lap race we were gathering. But now I'm wondering if they're going to be pitting every other lap, just to keep the stickiness up. Whereas when I did my practice, obviously I made a mistake on every lap, so, you know, some of my outlaps were faster than my actual fast laps. So I thought in the race I would be tempted just to keep putting super soft tyres on every 2 laps, top it up with a little bit of fuel. It would depend on how other people were driving. So far our grid order, only 2 of them of the 5 setting times, with Alphanaut in second with a 7:01.820. Little GG's posting a 6:56.943, which is very impressive. Matt Psycho on an outlap. He came in to the pits at the end of his flying lap. Mika in the chat says if they pit every other lap, no one will get the fastest lap, as no one will record a time. No, I guess not. But this is a strange race. This is not your ordinary race. It's an hour of green hell. And the idea of this is just to survive, just to get to the end. In the rally car, it's like a special stage in rally, really. It's like a very long special stage. And they've just got to try and not worry about the cars around them. I don't think they'll see many cars when they're racing. Maybe in the first lap or two, but then after that they'll all be doing their own strategies, concentrating on their own laps. Little GG's having a small off there. He's feeling those tyres getting a little bit used. Alphanut we saw having an off earlier, but his tyre's not as bad as Little GG, so Alphanut might look good in the race. He's got good tyre conservation. He's off a little bit there again, pushing the boundaries. Matt Psycho trying his best to get something down, get a lap on the board before the time runs out. Mika Wivery says I'd still be on my first out lap at this point. No, you sell yourself short, young lady. You'll be fine. You would have been fine if you'd entered. It's home Matt Psycho, not posting a time so far. We have only got 9 minutes left of qualifying. I think I've got a long runoff though. I think I'll give it 180 seconds or something. I tried to go for the longest one, knowing that some of them might not be nearly ready to finish their lap. So he's just coming around to the start straight. Little GG's we saw having an off. He'd want new tyres, but he's not going to have time to get the tyres on. He's going with this 12.5 seconds down on his own time. Alphanut coming up across any kind of sector, but Alpha Nut can blame me if his race doesn't go well, saying it was that stupid bloody livery you made. So Little GG's fastest of the lot, waiting for Alpha. Oh, he's really struggling with that grip now. This is why commentators don't organise races, because they do silly things like put high tyre wear on. Probably could have just been ×1 and ×1. Little GG's has come into the pits, but he's not going to have enough time, is he, to go out there? He's probably just going to go out and have a bit of practice, I imagine. He's put some nice softs on. He hasn't fueled up. Oh, he's put some super softs on. I suppose he's going to see how they feel. And Alpha not there. We've got 8 minutes left of qualifying. Matt Psycho crossing the line, so he may have enough time. I think he will have enough time to do a flying lap, as will Intulo and Cthulhu as well, crossing the line. So these three, we're looking to see what their runs are like next to Little GG's and Alphanut that are out there. Alphanut just coming around. That's more like my lap time, 7:24. Little GG's 7:17. It's a 7:11 for Matt Psycho on his out lap. That's not a bad time. Shame you can't post that one. But yes, the back three then is where the action is in this last lap. Who can knock Little GG's off his throne? Out of these three, we've seen Intulu. Ooh, there was a purple there from Cthulhu. Intulu, we've seen going rather fast. We call him Tully, I suppose, just so it doesn't sound like I'm talking about Cthulhu. Intulu. Ho. Well, we'll work it out. So, we saw Cthulhu having a purple when he crossed the line. Are these guys going to go faster? There is 6/10 up on Little GG's time there for Matt Psycho. We missed Intulu crossing the line, did we? We did. So and it's a purple, it looks like, for Cthulhu. So interesting stuff between these three that haven't posted times yet, where I think Little GG's is practicing the super softs, and Alpha is seeing how long he can get the softs to last. But these three all trying to set a time. Alan Sights, come on Matt. Here we go. So Matt Psycho, did we miss him grazing across a sector? There's a sector around those few corners. But it's out of these three. Where can they place their cars? We saw Cthulhu and Matt Psycho both getting purples in the... well, it could have been first sector. There's so many sectors around here. Just got 2 corners left. Fifth gear around there, absolutely owning it. Knocked it down to 4th, back up to 5th around this 4th corner. I think he's got to get on the brakes down here. He's got to slow it right down. Got some tight corners here. To the left, then to the right in 3rd gear. Car wiggling under the strain. He's 4/10 up on Racer Brown right now. Here we see. I think he must have crossed the line already. What about Cthulhu? Has he crossed as well? Bugger lugs. A bit slow on that. I should have moved a bit quicker for your guys' entertainment. So, Matt Psycho. We saw he was about 6/10 up at one of the sectors, 4/10 up at that last sector. He's coming to another sector. What is he going to show? Is it still going to be purple? Yes, 4/10. Here comes Intulo. Has he already crossed it? He must have done. And Cthulhu, has he already crossed it? Wabbish. Absolutely wabbish. I thought I'd get back to him in time. So Matt Psycho then flying around, trying to get this pole position. So far he's got a few purples. He's gone a strange way about qualifying, I must say. There he is, 4/10. Maybe we'll catch Cthulhu's if we jump back to Cthulhu. I don't know. I don't know where the sector time's gone. No, they're all too close for me to catch their sector times, so we don't know how they're doing in comparison to Matt Psycho. Little GG's, we saw he was off at the fuel. He's just practicing those super softs, seeing how they feel. Alpha, seeing how far he can take a set of softs into the race. This is his 4th lap on them. They're looking quite grizzled, but if he can keep it under control, it'll be worth it. Although I don't think the pit stop costs you a great deal here. It's quite a short pit stop. Whoa, Matt, using the track and then some. That one hasn't beeped anything, did it not? It didn't. Didn't say purple or green or red. He's off again. He's really pushing it. He wants that pole position. My word, he's just coming up to a sector now. Oh, he's really off. He's really losing grip in these tyres, pushing it. Pushing and pushing. He was up for so long. I don't think he's going to be up at this next sector for some reason. I think there's been a couple of mistakes there, but we will see. No, it's not telling me. Not telling me for some reason if he's up or he's down. Keeping us all in suspense, isn't it? Cheeky little game. So these three, we're waiting for them to cross the line. We've only got 3 minutes left of quali, and then it goes straight to the race. We've got Louis Silva, Force Intulo. Oh hey, Louis is Intulu's fan, I suppose. Mick Wivery says, I struggle as the cars sit so high off of the track. You sit on the bumper cam, you'll be right low then. So Intulo, he's got some support in the YouTube. He's pushing. He's been racing everyone in qualifying. It's been quite... I'm looking forward to seeing him in the race, because during qualifying he's tried to go up against Alpha, Cthulhu. He's had a little race with a couple of them already. Little GG's sitting high on pole at the moment. And we think that Matt Psycho has made 1 or 2 mistakes. We're not getting sector times from him, like ups or downs anymore. He's got a lighter fuel. Maybe that was his thing, just to burn fuel and go for a run near the end. But we saw he went a bit rough in the tight section, going off quite a lot in Tulu. May have even caught up a Matt Psycho a little. We're coming to a sector time. I'm not going to go to Matt. It just keeps not telling me. We'll stick with... No, it's not telling me in Tulu's either. I probably should have cleared my cache, shouldn't I, before the race? Silly me. It's probably my fault. 1 minute left of qualifying. Just getting these three across the line. Here comes Matt Psycho. What is it going to be? He hasn't beat Little GG's. He's just pipped. Oh my God. Just pipped Alphanut by 900. How close. And Tulo has done a 7:04. He's only two, and Cthulhu has done a 7:03.3. So he's only 7/10 ahead of Intulo. Intulo doing a great lap there with a 7:04.124. Only 7/10 behind the Spaniard of Cthulhu, who is 1.5 seconds behind Alphanut, who is only 900ths behind Matt Psycho, and Matt Psycho 4.7 seconds. Little GG. Little GG is the man to watch during this race, it would seem. 30 seconds left of qualifying, but it's just a practice now. They've done their runs. Alpha there, his tyres, going into the 5th lap. And they're pretty mullered at the front there, I would say. Cthulhu, he's ghosted, going for a quick wee-wee before the race starts. So, Mika Wivery says, next sector at the bridge. Louis Silva says, we are teammates. You should have jumped in as well. And Mika Wivery said, that was Louis Silva, says we are teammates. Renegadio team. Renegadio team. And Mick Wivery says everyone rushing to get tyres set for the race. Pat says to be so close from 2nd to 3rd must be centimetres over the length of this lap. It's quite close. I am shocked my own self. So a Little GG's out there having another practice before the race starts. Oh my God, is that 7 minutes left for the I said 180 minutes. That's not that long, is it? 7 minutes. Sorry, guys. I bet they're good. They could have gone for another run. Oh, I can't speed that up any either. There's no way I can speed that up. Sorry, chaps. I did give it a really long run-off. Just gave it a really sort of like long timing, just in case people hadn't finished their lap. 180 seconds is 3 mins. I'm confused. So am I. I don't know why it's got 7 minutes. But that's alright. We can just chill. Just goes to show you just got to keep on going, isn't it? Eh? Keep on going. He'll get to 7 minutes and go for another further 7 minutes or something. I don't know. It's not ready. My PlayStation's not quite ready yet. It's geeing up for it. It's getting himself warmed up. Yeah, I don't know what I did for it to be 7 minutes. Never seen that before. Maybe they triple everything because it's Nurburgring. I've also never hosted a race at Nurburgring before, but Little GG's, it's worked well for him. He's going to get to complete this lap. Did anyone else just carry on? No. They all pulled over at the end. What is this? Why is it 7 minutes? Can anyone? Buffering the track. Something like that. I don't know. Oh, big stretch from me. We're going to have 1 hour race, or we hope we're going to have a 1 hour race here. I don't know. I don't know why it's such a long time afterwards, Skyjacker. Ramp the quali finisher, timer up. Ramp the quads finish, timer up. How do I do that? I don't think I can do anything. Just got to wait for that 5 minutes to finish. You never know, some of these might get another lap in. Tulu carried on. He's 2.5 down on his own time though. Little GG's is way up on his time. I don't know what I've done there. It's very odd. Cthulhu is not going to make it to the end without fuel. They're all going to be cursing me, saying what happened at the end of quali, and all I can say is I don't know. I don't know. I must have ramped it right up like Skyjacker said. I thought I'm confused. Yeah, well, this is what happens when I host. Things don't quite go normal. Everything's just not quite right. It's the big final of Strictly this evening. That's what you can hear in the background, if you can hear anything. Women with not many clothes on, prancing around. It's disgusting. Should be banned. I will be emailing the BBC. That lady there, it's not even a skirt. It's just beads around her middle area. and her boobs are virtually hanging around. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgraceful. 4 minutes remaining. Sorry guys, keep you waiting. You can have a quick slash or something. Oh, for long tracks it ramps it. Ah, Skyjacker. A wealth of knowledge, yes. So I must have put 180 minutes, and it's probably made it longer because it's a longer track. I didn't know it did that. But little Gigi's was on it, wasn't he? He carried on. He didn't mess around. He thought, hey up. You never know. You never know, do you? He's gonna really look good in this. At the moment, Matt Psycho is going out there for a bit more of a practice. He's thinking, well, we've got 3.5 minutes. I may as well go out and have a little burn. So he's going to have a little go as well. Cthulhu. He's virtually out of fuel. They're all, oh, there he goes. Now he's out of fuel. Where is he on the track? He's got a long 3 minutes. Well, you know, you can always pull over, guys. Have a little chill. Wait for the race to start. Pat says strictly final finished at 8:20, so it must be on demand. Oh yeah, she's watching a recording. She's watching it off the Sky Plus, Sky Planner. That's so she can fast forward Craig's comments, because she doesn't like Craig. Or Craig if you're American. Don't understand that. Don't understand how it's Craig in one country, Craig in another. I'd hate it if I was called Craig and moved to America and then suddenly everyone started calling me Craig. But like, it's not Craig, guys. Ooh, look, little GG's. It's getting a bit of a tow, but it doesn't look like it helps you. 155 is your lot down the straight. Ooh, it looked like it just changed to 56 then. Just, ooh. So you can pull something of a tow down at the start. Oh, no, it's not start straight. It's just a straight. I don't know why I keep calling it that. Matt Sykes says, he's in the chat. Matt Psycho, giving it some. Come on, Chris, hurry up. Is there anything Pat doesn't know? Oh, Pat says strictly. Oh, yeah, there you go. Did you misread 180 seconds as 480 seconds? That would explain the 8 minute of post-quali time. I think max, yeah, I think as Mika says, the max option is 180 seconds, and I put it on. There you go. So little GG's, he got another lap in there at the end, a little cheeky one. And now it's 1 minute 43 seconds left. Yeah, to repent, I'll bang my head against the table. There you go. Ow. Just a couple of knocks. Try and knock some sense back into that noggin. So, and Matt Psycho just chilling out. 1 minute 23. Oh man, that's so annoying, isn't it? I do apologise, guys. But Alpha has got to find out how long a set of soft tyres lasts. Just coming up to the minute now. The last minute of quali. See, these guys across the line, so it's all done for them. Who's the next across the line? There we go. No fuel in Cthulhu's car. He's worked out 4 laps. Wait, yeah, 4 laps. He'll have to pit before the end of. Well, yeah, at the end of 4th lap, he's on the 5th lap. So they're all learning. They're all learning something in qualifying here. These guys are finished. They've crossed the line. That's Cthulhu just dragging his heels while his tank's empty. Little GG's is done. Oh, we said that. Matt Psycho has done. He's crossed the line. He's got the flashy lines. 30 seconds to go till the 1 hour race. My peeps, get yourself some Doritos and a dip. Get some liquid form. You could get a martini, or you could get a Caliber, or you could have a 7-Up, or you could have a Monster, or Rockstar, sorry. There is no Monstery left, isn't he? And then you've got the Renegade. Qualifying has finally ended. We can crack on with this race. There is your grid. Little GG's on top of the pile, followed very closely by Matt Psycho. We're going with a rolling start because I thought it'd be mental having a standing start, because it's literally on a corner, isn't it? Where are they starting? I thought the grid was just that little bit. Oh, they're starting quite a way away, aren't they? There we see 1 hour. Let me get rid of those big numbers. Here they go then. This is going to be interesting. Could be fun. Pat says, if I had known they were so long after quali, I might have tried to hop on. Bless you. There we go then. Little GG's taking the lead from Matt Psycho, followed by Alpha Knot. We have Cthulhu just behind them in 4th, and 5th is Intulo. So, Little GG's trying to defend from Racer Brown. It's all very tight around this section. Where do they start? They do start on that line then. But the counter is on this part of the track, I believe. So Little GG's trying to make a quick getaway on those soft tyres. Matt Psycho also on the softs with Alpha Knot very close behind. Matt Psycho should watch himself there because Alpha is a force to be reckoned with. Cthulhu just dropping a little bit behind these guys, trying to control that Ford. The back end is tail happy. And there we see Intulo on the super softs. He's on the better tyre, but he will have to pit a few more times than the guys ahead of him. You can see the brake lights on there for Alpha and Matt Psycho. They're going for it. They're going for it already. Little GG's pulling out a 2-second gap on these two. Matt Psycho under immense pressure from Alpha Knot. Alpha Knot haranguing him, harassing him. Ooh, trying to look up the inside of the Psycho, but the Psycho closed the door. Alpha Knot, he thinks, okay. The outside it is there. Back to the outer camera, but there we can see Cthulhu now because of Matt Psycho and Alpha Knot having a bit of a race. It's let Cthulhu and Intulo catch them up quite a bit. Racer Brown, some 2.8 seconds. Nothing can stop this man. He is a machine. But Matt Psycho only just in that second spot with 3 cars all waiting for him just in case he has a small off or makes a small mistake. They are there. Let's get on board with Intulo. As you can see, the 3 cars ahead racing like mad. We've got an hour, guys, don't forget. Don't have to pull the move on the first lap. And there, ooh, it's so tight around this section. And you can see now Alpha dropping back from Matt Psycho with Cthulhu starting to harass the Alpha. Great racing here from these 4. Cthulhu just backing off a little bit. He knows it's not all done on the first lap. Little GG's disappearing. 3.5 seconds now. My word, that bloke can drive the Nurburgring. And we've got Matt Psycho just ahead, but it looks like Alpha went out wide there, giving Cthulhu half a chance. They're side by side on that one. No, Alpha has just pulled ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu trying to keep a hold of that car, and now he is under fire from Cthulhu, Intulo. They're so similar. It's so weird when I say it. I have to double check I've made the right thing. Intulo really pushing the Spaniard. Might just say the Portuguese pushing the Spaniard hard, and now Alpha Knot there still in that 3rd spot, following Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho got a bit of breathing space now. He's 4.2 seconds behind the leader, but he's only 1.1 second ahead of Alpha Knot. Alpha Knot staying calm, keeping it all together. He's only half a second ahead of Cthulhu looking for a way past the Knot if he can find it. It's going to be a struggle. He may as well try and wait. He's looking again. He really wants it. He wants to get past. Whereas I think Alpha probably being quite clever with fuel, tyres. He's done a bit of a recce. We see in qualifying he was doing a little bit of seeing how long things will last. I think he thinks these guys ahead, if they go running off, they're going to burn fuel and tyres quite quickly. So Little GG's 4 seconds now ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho 1.7 seconds ahead of Alpha Knot. Alpha Knot has got a Spanish problem right behind him. We're sat on board now with Cthulhu chasing the Knot with the Portuguese Intulo behind us. Let's have a quick look if we get a chance to see in the chat. Hey, Pat says very narrow track. I mean, Mika says, hang on, where was the last stuff we chatted for? It's a learning weekend for all of us, says Mika Wivery. Pat says, if I'd known, yeah, we read that. Very narrow track for overtaking, says Mika Wivery. Pat says the start is so far back so they can all start before the final few corners that they and they probably couldn't do a fair staggered rolling start in those last few corners. You're right there. Wow, Catula all over Alphanut, putting some pressure on. Then Pat says a rebel tree. Mick Quivery says hello, a rebel tree. And Pat says Portugal versus Spain could be interesting. There you go. Boom. That was the chats. Let's get back to the race. But the Spaniard really pushing hard, but Ntulu not too far behind them there in 5th place. He's on the super soft tyre. We think he might have to stop before these guys, but his tyre wear doesn't look much different for the racing soft. Alphanut now, Cthulhu trying to make the move, but Alphanut knows how to drive this car. He knows where to place it. And the front then, a little GG, some 5.6 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho, who is 3.1 seconds ahead of Alphanut. Cthulhu getting quite frustrated there behind him. We're coming up to the long straight. This is, if anywhere, whoa, look at those Fords, man. The back ends just want to go away from you. It looks absolutely delicious out there. You don't often get to have a race here unless it's one of the daily races, and man, are they pants. Although you could argue they have more than 5 cars in them. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, but only probably 5 decent races with a bunch of barges. Oh, that was a great there from Alphanut. He made that corner beautiful. Cool. God, we've lost Ntulu a little bit. He's some 4 seconds behind these guys now. Must have made a small, very wee mistake. That's all it takes around here. Alphanut and Cthulhu proper racing hard. Now we can see if there is anything in that toe. They get to about 55 down here and top out. I don't know if the toe will make the car suddenly a bit faster. It doesn't look like it. He's at 54. Not getting any closer to the knot, it seems. And this last section of road is unbelievable. I just wanted to keep lifting. I see a corner and I want to lift, but no, keep your foot in there for this one. Then down here, you've got to keep your foot all the way. Keep your foot in for this, keep your foot in for this corner. There's a little lift there, and then about here you want to brake, really down to 3rd gear. There we can see he caught Alpha a little bit in that corner. Closed it a bit. That barrier's a real arse. It really sort of gets in your way as you're coming around that. So 4 tenths between Alpha and Cthulhu. Unbelievable racing between these two. We are 8 minutes into this race, well 7.5 minutes into this race. Qualifying's 30 minutes, absolutely flew by, so I can imagine this. 7.1 seconds now for little Gigi's ahead of Matt Psycho. But here at the Nurburgring, it means nothing, because one small off and that's it. They're back all over you. It's so much concentration in there. You can see Alphanut losing a bit of the back end of the Ford Focus, giving Cthulhu the opportunity to get really close up behind him again. This is spectacular stuff. Ntulu, some 6 seconds behind these guys now. He's got to start thinking of his strategy, I imagine. Alpha won't get pushed by Cthulhu. Their fuel is exactly the same as Matt Psycho's fuel. And a little GG, so no one burning up more fuel than anyone else, it seems. Little GG's then into the tight right hand corner, down to 3rd, up to 4th. It's getting the fastest lap so far of the race. So is Matt Psycho, 4.4 seconds ahead of Alphanut now. Alphanut and Cthulhu, they are some entertainment for us. They are cracking on. What great racing between these two. Rockstar versus 7-Up. Alan says, saw my first Grand Prix here. Oh wow. And Meek Wivery says, of course, rolling start, so first lap counts towards fastest lap. There you go. Awesome. Oh, go on, Billy Bailey, my son. So back to the dancing competition. I'm keeping one eye on Bill. Make sure he does all right. So Alpha doing great lap times, but Cthulhu just not leaving him at all. Cthulhu looks like the tyre wear looks exactly the same between these two. There's nothing in it. There's absolutely nothing in this. I'm going to get on board with Cthulhu. He'll know the VRC. Oh, there's a little gap. He wants it, but there's nothing there. It's frustrating for him. Absolutely. 2 tenths behind the nuts. Alpha absolutely in full control of that Ford Focus, not making a single mistake. It's absolutely beautiful to see. 10 minutes through the race, 50 minutes to go. And I know now you guys out there watching, because there's more of you watching than there is racing, I wished you'd jumped in a car now, don't you, eh? Don't you just wish that you were in this? Because this looks absolutely spanking fun. Great stuff. So there we see Alpha and Cthulhu hotly contesting that last podium position. Intulu has dropped back a little bit more. Only a second. That's nothing around here. Like I said, one small mistake and they're all bunched right back up. Little GG's. He's 8.3 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho, 4.3 seconds ahead of Alphanut. Alphanut, he's got a little breathing space now, a second ahead of Cthulhu. This is unbelievable. I can't believe no one's made a mistake so far in the lap and a half that they've been going around. It's crazy. I would have thought there'd been mistakes galore. Like I said, I thought it was going to be more like a survival horror than a race. It was just about getting to the end of the hour. So what are the pit strategies going to be? Who is going to be the first in? We saw some very interesting pit strategies yesterday with the Audi TTs. Everyone did a little different thing. Oh God, that can's not heavy enough to support my phone. McQuarrie says, resist making joke about spanking. Of course, rolling start, yes. You can make a joke about spanking if you want. Who's getting spanked? Oh, Alphanut is not that far away from Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho must have made a small mistake. There's only 1.5 seconds behind Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho, I don't think we'll see anything. No, looks like it's already happened, whatever's happened, because they're quite close up behind him. And let me get rid of the replay. Pointless. Oh no, Matt Psycho going across the corner. He's making small mistakes now. He's 12 seconds behind Little GG's, and Alphanut is just catching him up. Hand over fist there. Matt Psycho. He's got to get back into his head. Get back into the zone. He's going to start feeling the pressure from Alphanut here. He's trying to maneuver this Ford Focus around this tight, wiggly track. Doing a grand job, but Alphanut is looming with Cthulhu just dropping. He's still only 8/10 behind though. 6 seconds for Intulu, and don't give up, Intulu. You don't know what's going to happen yet. There's 3 cars racing each other. It could kick off. So Matt Psycho 7/10 ahead of Alphanut. Alphanut only 3/10 ahead of Cthulhu. This is a cracking stuff here. Little GG's wants to slow down and join in with these guys. It's 13.6 seconds ahead now. He's doing a flying job. Matt Psycho, he's pulling away from the Alpha again, it seems. It's only 8/10 on the screen though. Just looks a little bit further on track. Cthulhu only 5/10 behind Alphanut. Everyone's going to say I'm sticking with Alphanut because it's my livery, but I'm really not. I'm not. He's just in the middle of the 2 fights. So Cthulhu there in a lovely Rockstar car. It's very tight between the middle 3. 7 seconds behind them is Intulu. He's on them super softs. The tyres probably are starting to go now. He's probably starting to feel a lack of grip when he enters the corner. These guys on the soft have probably still got a little bit extra grip on them. Wow, in a row, going down the start straight. 9/10 behind is Alphanut, and 6/10 behind him is Cthulhu. Leading the way, Little GG's with a 7:17 for his first lap. He's some 14 seconds ahead of these guys. He's just coming around to complete his second lap, and we're 14 minutes into the race so far. There he does a great job. Superb. 6:56.5. And there Matt Psycho only just, he's gone in, he's sick of those tyres. He's going for a change, so Alpha up into second spot. Cthulhu following him through. Interesting move by Matt Psycho. Is he going to put the super softs on, or another set of softs? He's put another set of softs on. Interesting. Oh dear, we've lost Intulu. He's dropped back quite a lot there. Has he pitted as well? No, he's not pitted. He must have had a bit of an off. He had a 7:05 on that lap though. It was a good lap time, I think. 7:10 for Matt Psycho. 7:01. Oh no! Oh no! Cthulhu has managed to get ahead of Alphanut. There has been an issue. We'll have a quick look, see what we see. There we can see Cthulhu. Oh yes, no, Alphanut having a small off. Cthulhu just driving by. Awesome stuff. This is what I said would happen. Couple of laps in, the tyres getting old. There will be offs. So little GG's 16.6 seconds ahead of Cthulhu, who is now in second spot, who is 4.1 seconds ahead of Alphanut. Alphanut now, ooh, he's really struggling on these tyres, I think. He's just not getting the grip in the... chasing down Cthulhu, so the pitting often seems to be okay. It looks like it worked out for Matt Psycho. Alphanut there. He's only 3.7 seconds ahead of Intulu. Intulu's tyres looking quite used though, those super softs. Quite used up. Brave choice, staying out. Will it work out? Pat says, I think our Portuguese driver pitted at the end of lap 1. Oh, looking by the times. Yes, he could have done. Because I would have thought his super softs would have been a lot more used by now, and they're looking at not too bad. So yes, maybe Intulu pitted. We're unsure. Little GG 17.7 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu's tyres are looking pretty wrecked now, coming up to the halfway point of their wear. And Matt Psycho making a great move, going in, putting new fresh rubber on. Alpha 3.7 seconds behind him. Alpha, I think, trying to play the long game, stay out as long as he can on those tyres, burn up some fuel. Intulu, like we Pat says, thinks he could have popped into the pits after the first lap. Get some fresh rubber. He's seeing the back of Alphanut, in fact catching him up, I think. So little GG's 21 seconds. He's absolutely wrecking the competition here. And oh, Matt Psycho's caught up at Cthulhu and they're having a bash. It's not very wide track. It's hard to race around here, but these two are going to try. So Cthulhu still maintaining there in front. He's got the inside line here from Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho's got the grippier tyres. Matt Psycho looks like he's got him around the outside there. Now he's got the inside line. Oh, there was contact there. And oh, I imagine Cthulhu wouldn't like that. And Matt Psycho on his way. He's a man possessed. He does not want to hang around here. And now Alphanut looks like he's catching up with Cthulhu, only 1.1 seconds behind, with Intulu only 2.4 seconds behind Alphanut. So it's still quite tight here. Matt Psycho flying on those new tyres, trying to make his way through the group. Here we go, have one of those. Whoosh, Matt Psycho. Oh no, Matt Psycho's lifted. He's let them through. Maybe he felt bad. I don't know. Maybe he thought it was a bit of a tight move. But he's lifted and he's let the two guys ahead of him through. So, little GG's. It's 26 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. But Cthulhu is in trouble at the moment with an Alphanut. Exactly the same tyre wear in between these two. Looks like I think Matt Psycho lifted to let Cthulhu back through and didn't realise Alphanut was so close. But Alphanut, oh, I thought Alphanut was having a look at Cthulhu. We are 41 minutes remaining in this race. It's flying by, absolutely flying by. These two definitely want to pit at the end of this lap, I imagine. Even on those soft tyres, I said, could go 4 laps. I don't think they're going to. I honestly don't think they're going to manage it. And there, see, Alphanut trying to go for the inside line there. They're side by side in that awesome corner. But he does not make it stick. Cthulhu lives to tell the tale. And all this time, Matt Psycho on his super grippy tyres, catching them up, waiting for them to go in the pits, I imagine. He's probably thinking, go on, you guys disappear into the pits. Let me crack on with this race. So, Pat says Intulu does have a P against the first lap time, says Mika. But a few guys do. I'm confused. That's what the green hell does to you. And there we see Matt Psycho trying to make a move on Alphanut right now. And it's not on. It's a very tight circuit. You've got to pick your spot perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Like I said, this is a race of strategy. Wow, Alpha going sideways around that corner. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm not disappointed at all. I know only 5 people showed up. I know the race might be not the most exciting race we've ever had on our calendar, but oh man, these cars look absolutely Fantastic going around here, whilst Alpha and Matt Psycho are racing each other. Gives Cthulhu the opportunity to pull out a little bit of space and for Intulo to try and catch him up. Super stuff, absolutely super stuff. Intulo is coming back, but I think he might have to pit after this lap. His tyres are looking grizzled, but he's not far behind the guys ahead of him. Matt Psycho already pitted from second spot. Made a small mistake. The pack caught him back up again. He popped into the pits, and then he caught those guys up quite easily on their old tyres. That must indicate to them it is time to stop. There we see a little GG's going down the straight. Will he pit at the end of this lap, or will he try and make those tyres last one more go? Alphanut and Cthulhu on each other. My word, I've just caught the end of that with Alphanut getting past Cthulhu there for second spot. And Cthulhu down into third. Matt Psycho with a pit stop in his pocket. Just sat cleanly and tidily behind those guys. Cthulhu coming back under the toe. Can he do it? They're side by side going down the straight. It's a long straight. I don't think there's anything more in the tank, Cthulhu. That's all you got. I'm giving it all she's got, captain. So little GG's, he did come in. He's come in. Sensible head. And there we see Alphanut leading the way from Cthulhu and Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho looking to see if there's anywhere he can get. But we do assume... Oh, little GG's put the super soft tyres on for the middle stint. So Alphanut... not gone in, has he? Oh, this is the bit where you see if they go in. Yes, they've gone in, and so has Cthulhu gone in. Cthulhu and Alphanut both pitting at the same time. Matt Psycho coming around some 35 seconds behind little GG's now. 20 seconds, sorry. Behind, and Intulo has stopped also. So it's the battle of the pit stops here for these three. Intulo, Cthulhu, and Alpha. Alpha's moving. Cthulhu's not moving yet. Alpha's out first with Intulo, but Intulu's sneaky, straight out of the pit, straight up the inside of Alpha, and he is gone in third spot from the last to third. Great pit stop strategy there. He's not tanked up. Alphanut has tanked up a little bit. Yes, Alpha put a little bit of fuel in there. That gave Intulu the opportunity to jump ahead of these guys. Can he run away on those super softs? Cthulhu now to the back. He's topped right up with fuel, but he's put the super softs on. Alphanut also putting the super softs on. Fantastic. And Matt Psycho sticking with the softs. He already pitted the lap before, 21 seconds behind a little GG's who pitted, put the super softs on. So some interesting strategies happening here. Alphanut just he's got back ahead of Intulu. Sorry, I'll get the names right. So Alphanut on the move again on those super soft tyres. I'm getting a low power mood on my phone. In the chat we have little GG's having a blinder, says Mika Wivery. Pat says, watching the race and thinking, what shortcuts are these guys using? These times are a lot quicker than I was able to do. Yeah, well, I did. My best was a 7:19, and these guys blew that out of the water. Absolutely. So, the positions so far, I don't want to cut away from this, because Alphanut defending again. He's done a lot of that in this race. He just soaked up the pressure here at the green hell. Now he's got the Portuguese snapping at his heels with the Spanish just a little bit. Oh no, he's not getting used to those super soft tyres straight away, is Cthulhu. Just got to keep going, bro. You never know what's going to happen. Alphanut up into third. Matt Psycho in second spot, 21 seconds behind little GG's. That seems like it's too far away now. Little GG's on the super soft compound, pushing like hell. Half a tank of fuel. Ooh, just about a quarter of a tank of fuel for Matt Psycho. The car's lighter, tyres are more warm. Can he catch him up? Alphanut still in that third spot ahead of Intulu, but his Ford wants to step out every time he goes around the corner. Looks like he's just clinging on. The grip is just barely holding on to that stuff. Intulu doing a great race. Never raced with those guys before. It's his first show in. You think he, no nerves, no nothing. He's straight in there. Absolutely fantastic. Welcome Intulu. Come back and race in some of our leagues. You're exciting. We like it. There, Cthulhu we saw make a small mistake. And it costs you so much around here, but he'll be hoping there'll be others making mistakes as well. Alphanut still racing ahead of Intulu. It's only half a second between it, but he's 14 seconds behind Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho's only got a quarter of a tank of fuel though, so he will be pitting a lot earlier than Alphanut. Little GG's out there on his super soft tyres, seems to be doing a fine job. 22 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Just making his way around. He pitted at the end of lap 3, whereas Matt Psycho, did he pit end of lap 2? Alphanut end of lap 3. He's pulled a little space out now. He's got a second gap from Intulo, so he's got a little bit of breathing space. Intulo pushing like mad on those super soft tyres, and there we see Cthulhu just getting used to him. He's finding his feet now. The car 81, a rock star. Wow, we're nearly half hour through. 26 minutes through, 34 minutes remaining. Cracking stuff here. Little GG's absolute dominance showing here. 23 and a half minutes, 23 and a half seconds, sorry, ahead of the pact. There's a Matt Psycho, 13.3 seconds ahead of Alphanut. So Alphanut's a bit faster than him on the track at the moment, I think, because it was 12 seconds, wasn't it? He's pulled a second out on Intulu. Intulu is 14.8 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. Oh, cool, we've got a good look at the top of his car there, and it's quite nice. I liked it. It's a good looking livery, that. Like I said, it's cool. Like it. So Alphanut just sticking to the plan. He's not letting anyone stress him. He's not letting anything phase him. He's just sticking to what he has thought of. Pat says, oh no, that's already what he said. Yes, I've already read that one. That's alright. I thought something came up on the screen to say a new message. Brilliant stuff here. Oh, so Intulu keeping a watchful eye on Alphanut there. Cthulhu a little bit further back, trying to find his rhythm and get back into this race. A message has been sent by Talaran to one of our groups, if you're wondering why it's gone blurry. Little GG's 25 seconds now. He can get out, have a cup of tea, and crack on. I'm going to start asking for a ban on VRC messages being sent. No, I'm joking. There's nothing you can do about that. But Alphanut then 13.3 seconds behind Matt Psycho, 2.7 seconds ahead of Intulu. Shall we go on board with Intulu for a little taster of round here? He's on the start straight. You can see Alphanut some 2.5 seconds ahead of him. 17.5 seconds ahead of the Spaniard, that is Cthulhu. So sat on board with Intulu at the moment. Just coming up to the half-hour mark in the race. Only a minute or so to go, and then we are halfway. Matt Psycho's come into the pits. So Matt Psycho's come into the pits. Alphanut is just coming around the complex at the end of the lap, so should go ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho's got to put some fuel in. Will he put the super soft tyres on? Here we go. Alphanut getting ahead. Track position. Ooh, only just getting ahead. My word, that is tight stuff there. So Matt Psycho been in, got the super softs on, a little splash of fuel, and he's back out there just behind Alphanut. Intulu, I'll be thinking, hey up, should be behind me as well. But Intulu, still he's doing well with those super softs, I've got to say. I mean, I'm impressed. I am impressed how he makes those super softs last. Cthulhu, 17.9 seconds behind these guys after we saw him making a small mistake. Now Matt Psycho stuck behind Alphanut with a pit stop in hand. Little GG's out there on his super soft tyres, quarter of a tank of fuel. He's having a blinder this week. His fastest lap was a 6:56.585. Alphanut did a 6:58 on his last lap, so it's getting faster and faster. Nat Psycho's fastest is a 7:09. So Alphanut, what can he do? I think that was an outlap though. That's 6:58. His fastest is a 7:01. But oh, Alpha out wide. That gives Matt Psycho the opportunity, but he was just a little bit too far back there. Matt Psycho, let's get on board with him. Oh yes, just nutty these guys are driving around here. It was nutty just driving around on my own, I thought, but actually trying to drive around there with other cars on the track is special. And there we can see he is trying to keep as close to Alpha as he possibly can, Matt Psycho, but not wear his tyres out, not burn up too much fuel. He's 8.5 seconds ahead of Intulu. Intulu dropped it away a little bit, so I imagine Cthulhu will be looking forward to that if he can catch up. Intulu before the end of this race, it will be a bob on. We're at 29 minutes remaining, so we're 31 minutes into this race now. This is cracking stuff. Matt Psycho has had his second pit stop of the race. Alpha in front's only had one. Little GG's only had one pit stop. Oh, whoa, Alpha off a little bit wide there. And here comes a Matt Psycho up the inside. Oh, I think there was a little mistake there. Was it a bit 50-50? Looks like Matt Psycho is carrying on, is he? No, he's lifted to let Alpha come through. And it looks like Alpha's going slow as well and saying, no, it was my fault. No, it was your fault. No, it was my fault. They're all very polite all this time. That means that Tulu can catch them up whilst they're deciding whose fault it was. I think they're back on pace now. Yes, they're back up to pace. Little GG's are 43 seconds ahead of these guys. He's absolutely in a race of his own at the moment. Absolutely. Great stuff. He knows this track well, doesn't he, eh? 53 for his outlap he got. Matt Psycho getting past the Alphanut. He's saying, I'm not racing you today, I'm racing at the Portugal and the Spanish. So he's letting Matt Psycho go. Hasn't got the tyres to keep up with him, I imagine. He wants to make them last as long as he possibly can. And racing Matt Psycho will not be the way to make those tyres last in Hulo. He can make a set of tyres last, can that lad? He's doing great stuff there. 7:02.298. Oh no, that was an outlap, sorry. Yes, getting confused with the pit stops and the outlaps. But Alphanut keeping it tidy. In fifth, he's only 14.5 seconds now behind Intulu. He's pulling Intulu in. Intulu did a 7:02 for an outlap, 7:14 there for Cthulhu. In the chat, we have Alan Sykes saying, "Come on, my son." He liked the move. Matt Psycho pulled on Alphanut and now pulling away from him. 2.5 seconds, 2.7 seconds. Chasing down Little GG's. His tyres are starting to look a bit worn. His fuel, he will have to pit at the end of this lap, I think, with his fuel looking the way it is. Looks like he may have to pit stop. I don't think Matt Psycho will. Alphanut, I'm not sure. He might want tyres. I'm not sure. Can't call that one. Intulu only 4 seconds behind Alphanut now. Trying to hunt him down. Like I said, it's a very strategic race with 26 minutes remaining. So the time is absolutely flying in this race. So Cthulhu there, let's give him one of them. Whoosh. Oh, nice helmet, Cthulhu. I like it. I like it a lot. So Little GG's leading the way. 43 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. And he is in the zone. Matt Psycho, second spot. We've seen he's had to race a few people to get that second spot back with his pit stops, but he's been fueling on. He's now 5 seconds ahead of Alphanut there. I think he knows he's racing Intulu and Cthulhu behind him. He's doing just enough to maintain that third spot. Great racing. Tyres looking a little bit tired. Tyres are tired. But his tyres are starting to look a little used within Tulu. We saw he's not using them up as much. He's a very gentle driver. Very nice. Doesn't wreck those tyres. And now he can see Alphanut. 3.5 seconds. So in Tulu coming back in the lap 5. Oh, Cthulhu is off wide. Little GG's, I said, will have to come in for fuel, and it does look true. So that Psycho along the start straight, some way back now, but I suppose it will depend on the fuel that Little GG's decides to run on. It's a splash and dash, half a tank of fuel, and back on the super softs. Matt Psycho not even up to the last part of the track yet. Alphanut some 7 seconds behind him. Plenty of fuel. 3.5 seconds ahead of Intulu, who is 17.2. Oh, Cthulhu must have made another mistake. He seems to have dropped back a little bit more. His tyres absolutely stick to them softs, Cthulhu. Those super softs don't like you, and you don't like them, it seems. So Little GG's just flying. He's got the nitro on. He's boosting it all the way. Super drive. Matt Psycho 28 seconds behind now after the pit stops. Matt Psycho, quarter of a tank of fuel. He's not quite used those soft tyres up too much. Alphanut on the super softs. He's got just over a quarter of a tank of fuel, and his super softs are quite used. I don't know when he'll be thinking of a pit. Probably at the end of this. I said about 3 laps, didn't I? And it looks like he pitted on lap 3. So maybe he'll be coming in and changing those super softs up. In Tulo is 4.8 seconds. He's lost a second or so to Alphanut on this lap. He's doing a nice, pleasant lap time. 7:05 is his fastest. The 7:07 is last time round. He's 19 seconds ahead of Cthulhu now. I think Cthulhu's starting to push. He's ripping his front tyres to pieces. Little GG's there, having a beautiful race there. 29 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho doing all he can to catch up. He hasn't really posted a very fast lap time yet. I've got to get me a Martini livery if this is the effect it has. It does seem that way. It does seem that way, Mika Wivery. Mika Wivery asks, has Little GG's put his foot wrong all race? I don't think he has. I think he's been perfect. He's done a great job. That Psycho there. He's in the pit stops every other lap. He's doing an express stop race. Alphanut, I think he's gonna have to come in, I think, at the end of this lap for some new boots at least. New boots at least. In Tulu, 4 seconds behind. He's gained again. He's gained a little bit on Alphanut. 19.7 seconds there for Cthulhu. I don't think he's enjoying these super soft tyres one bit. I won't be surprised to see him coming in, getting rid of those and putting on some softs. I think they were working for him in the beginning. Little GG started on the softs, but he's put super softs on the last 2 pits he's done, and he's doing a great job out there with a 6:56.585. 30 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho now trying to do a nice fast lap. 10 seconds ahead of Alphanut. Alphanut's tyres looking very used. He definitely is going to come in at the end of this lap. With it in Tulu, only 3 seconds now. He's catching him back up again in Tulu. Doesn't even use those tyres. That's great stuff. His tyre wear is absolutely astounding. How does he do it? I tear my tyres apart. I am absolutely raw. Cthulhu also. That's what my tyres would look like as well. But it seems Intulu doing a fine job with tyre management out there. His fuel's quite low next to the guys around him, who will be pitting, I imagine, the end of this lap. Little GG's, not much need for him to pit at the moment. He's just flying along, Happy days. Matt Psycho 31.3 seconds behind him and 11 seconds ahead of Alphanaut. Alphanaut 3.1 seconds ahead of Intulo. So the race on between these two. I think they're not far apart on track, chasing each other down. Both, I think, will have to pit at the end of this lap. Intulo for fuel. He's keeping his tyres fresh. And Alphanaut definitely for tyres. He's over halfway used those bad boys now. In the chat, I always think tyre wear is down to brake bias and diff settings. I suppose it all counts. I always heard it's if you can go through the corner without steering the wheel as little as possible. So out wide, try and go in as straight a line as you possibly can through the corner. When you're driving around the corner, you can hear that screaming sound. That means your tyres are getting used. Still on board. And with little GG's leading the way by 32 seconds. Oh, beautiful. Just coming around to the longer straight. It's great stuff. Absolutely. And Mika Wiwery says my tyres scream in a straight line. Well, I don't know. I use my tyres a lot, but I do seesaw the wheel. I am really bad for that. I yank it into a corner and then try and straighten it up and then yank it a bit more and then try and counter steer. And then, you know, the wheel must change direction about 6 times mid-corner for me. And then that's when I wreck my tyres. I don't mess around with any of the bias. I can't bother with it. I have done in the past. Put it to the front, put it to the back. I always end up putting it back in the middle again. Just don't want to be bothered with it. It's too much to think about during the race. There, Matt Psycho, 33.4 seconds behind Little GG's and 15 seconds ahead of Alphanaut. They're coming down the long straight. He's not got a lot of fuel left in that. Luckily, the pit stop is not far away. Alphanaut also needing to get himself into the pits. And wow, Intulo is only 1.3 seconds behind Alphanaut now, but also screaming out for fuel. 25 seconds adrift is Cthulhu. He's not been having a great time on these super soft tyres. He's really burnt through them. He'll be looking to get rid of them. Look, no grip. That's what it was like for me with those super softs on lap 4. 1.5 seconds then between Alphanaut and Intulo. Interesting race between these two developing. Matt Psycho into the pits, going for some fuel, we imagine, maybe a change of tyres also. Why not while you're there? So Racer Brown, knew I'd do it. Little GG's flying off. There comes Alpha into the pits, and so is Intulo. Cthulhu will love to see the pit lane. He wants to get in the pit lane. Put softs on, dude. So Matt Psycho out, back on the soft tyres. He's shunning the super softs, not interested in them whatsoever. And he's 51 seconds behind Little GG's, who's on the super softs, quarter of a tank of fuel. Matt Psycho's just put over half a tank, well, nearly 3/4 of a tank of fuel into the car. Alphanaut back out, 3/4 of a tank. Is that enough to get to the end? Super softs, I said about 9 laps. We're on lap 7 now, so it could possibly be the last stop of the day for these guys. They've all put about 3/4 of a tank. They must know that is what they need to get to the end. Cthulhu there. He's getting rid of those tyres. Yes, he's put softs on. Nice touch. Come on, Cthulhu. Time for a comeback. Awesome stuff. Keep the car steady, man. So Little GG's in total control. 51 seconds in the lead. He looks like he's going for another fastest lap. The crazy so-and-so. Matt Psycho in second, 17 seconds ahead of Alphanaut. He's popped into the pits more times than enough, but it still worked out for him in second place. Alphanaut there in third, only 1.7 seconds ahead of Intulo though. Intulo chasing him down. Let me get a better view. Come on, come on, Come on now, we're more professional than that here. This is the Virtual Racers Club, for heaven's sakes. We expect top grade. Little GGs could do a rest of race in reverse and probably still win, says Mika Wivery. But here we're sat on board with Intulo. And he is catching up the Alphanauts. 2 seconds between them. Bill Bailey is doing his second dance of the day. Come on, Bill Bailey. Bill Bailey for the win. Like to see an old codger win the Strictly. Put them young'uns, all those young soap star lovies, to shame. They didn't put enough effort in, did they? That's all there is to it. So Intulo, 2.2 seconds behind Alphanaut, chasing him down, trying to keep in track with him. Less than 14 minutes of this hour race to go. It's been a great one. More cars maybe would have been nicer, but I don't think we needed it. I don't think we missed anything from not having them. It's been a very interesting race as it is anyway. So little GG's there, 52 seconds ahead of the rest of the gang. 14 minutes left of racing to go. He's just under a quarter of a tank of fuel, so he will definitely need to pop into the pits. Oof, how does he survive out on the grass there? His tyres are a little bit dirty, having to heavy brake into the tight section. Matt Psycho then on the soft tyres. We think he could be going until the end of the race now on that. He's 17 seconds ahead of Alphanaut. Ooh, 2.8 seconds ahead of Intulu. So he's managing to pull away, but Intulu, we know, looks after his tyres so much better and will be coming back at Alpha nearer the end of the race. Now Cthulhu on his comeback. He's got the soft tyres on, more of a comfortable position for him in his Rockstar Ford Focus. Little GG's flying, man, absolutely flying. His second lap still his fastest lap, but most of them have been interrupted with pit stops. But even if you do divvy the times up with this pit stops, it's still quite a nice fast lap. That is the way to go, it seems. He's really out wide there, but 53 seconds to play with. And like Mika says, he could pull over, have a bit of tea and toast, and still crack on. So Matt Psycho, 17.5 seconds ahead of Alphanaut. Alphanaut 3.4 seconds ahead of Intulu, but we know Intulu can make his tyres last. He may be a little bit softer and slower right now, but by the end of lap 9, I am sure we will see Intulu all over the back of Alphanaut. There is Cthulhu. He was there, he was in the shout, he was having a great race. One small mistake, and that put him kind of out of it. He was pushing hard on those super softs, and they wore out on him come the last few corners. In the chat, we have my sensei, Pat. Maybe if there is another of these with a different Group 2 car, so these guys don't have an advantage, you could get more drivers. A different GR2 car, so these guys don't. Oh, well, I think there will be other Nurburgring races, I hope anyway. I hope this is just the beginning. I think, you know, there may be votes on cars. Little GG's definitely needs some fuel in his tank, but he's got 54 seconds. So he's got to find a Shell garage. Is that, no, Valvoline's, no, that's oil. He's got to find a petrol station. And there we can see Matt Psycho. He's driving till the end. Alphanaut now 3.2 seconds ahead of Intulo. Yeah, I was thinking Super Formulas next around here. Oh, he meant Group B cars. Pat says that Mika Wivery, just seen your message above. If you want a Martini car, just let me know. And he meant Group B cars. Whoops. But I think I'll just leave it open for. There we see little GG's found his petrol station. He's put some new tyres on. That Psycho along the start straight. Alphanaut still 3.6 seconds ahead of Intulu. Raging on between those two. We've got 10 minutes left of racing, so it might be just 8 laps. I said 9. but I always assume these guys are going to go a lot faster than myself, which they have done. I've only ever tried it. I think I've managed a 7:19, and I had a quick go before we went on air, and I did a 7:20. But there we see little GG's 55.2 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho nipping into the pits. I thought he had enough. Maybe not. Maybe not. We've got virtually 10 minutes left of racing. Alpha Nut, is he going to come into the pits also? There he goes. He's just stopped. He's on his way out. Oh, Alpha making a mistake in the last corner. Yeah, Intulu catching him up somewhat now. He's going around the last corner. Matt Psycho's already out and on his way. He didn't put no fuel in. He just wanted a new set of tyres, it seems. And he's 12 seconds ahead of Alpha Nut. Alpha Nut sticking with it. But he's only 2 seconds ahead of Intulu now. Again, Cthulhu some 25 seconds behind that battle. Coming around, he does seem a lot happier on those soft tyres, doesn't he? He's got more control. He'll be kicking himself. He'll be wishing he never even used the super softs. He's out there on the dirt, coming around. His outlap, a 7:03. Yes. Stick to the softs in future. Little GG's having an absolute balls of a race. He's having a great one. He's 48 seconds ahead of second spot Matt Psycho, who is 13 seconds ahead of the last podium sitter Alpha Nut, who is only 2 seconds ahead of that man there in Tulo. Who is in Tulo? He shows up here and he does some absolutely spanking racing. Great stuff. Well done. In the new year in Tulo, keep an eye out. We're signing up loads of new championships, leagues to be run. No, it would be nice to see you involved in one or two of them, because it's been impressive racing so far. It's been lovely. He's there pushing now to try and catch up with Alpha Nut. Alpha Nut some 2.4 seconds ahead. We've only got 8 minutes left of racing. Well, I say that, I dread to think, because I put 180 seconds on them. And that seems to have translated to about 7 or 8 minutes. Wow, look at our control through there. Just yanking that wheel around. He's chasing Alpha for everything he's got at the moment. 7.5 minutes, little GG's. He's going to get across the line, I believe. Yes, he'll probably get across the line to get lap 9. I don't know if the other guys will get lap 9 though. So I was right for one person getting 9 laps. The rest, it may have been 8. So Mika Wivery says extra lap at the end of the race. Beware, guys. Well, yeah, I think the other guys will cross the line before the time runs out. I think that Alpha, Intulu and Cthulhu will all finish on lap 8, I think. Little GG's will get a nice parade lap, all to himself. Here we see Louis Silva. The name of the Intulu is Machio. Ah, see. I just use people's usernames because I don't know how private they want to be with their names. I know I've heard other leagues, they use the drivers' real names. But I just stick to their usernames because it gives them a bit of privacy, and plus it's like a nickname really, isn't it? You give yourself a little nickname. But Machio there, flying 3 seconds behind Alpha Nut. I think this battle is still brewing between Alpha Nut and Intulo. It's coming, guys. It's definitely coming. With only 6 minutes left of racing. Little GG's. He's put enough fuel to cover that last lap if he has to do it. We will see. Louis, thank you. No, Louis, it's brilliant, and I do appreciate you letting me know. It's just, I don't know if some guys like to just have their usernames, some guys like their names. But I will say there's Machio, 3 seconds behind Alpha Nut. Alpha Nut pushing all he can in these final minutes of this 1 hour race. But Intulu catching him up hand over fist at the moment. Little GG's He's some away from the line, but I still think he's going to get across the line before the timer runs out, and we'll have to do a 9th lap where Matt Psycho, 51 seconds behind. It's going to be a tough call if he has to. Alpha not there. 3.3 seconds ahead of Intulu. Absolutely cracking job by all of these guys. My hats go off to all of them. The green hell didn't take anyone really. Maybe Cthulhu with a small mistake, but on a whole, these guys went up against the green hell and survived. So little GG's just hitting that start straight. It's not a start straight, it's just a straight. The hell is wrong with me? So little GG's on the long straight now with Matt Psycho just coming around the complex. Alpha Not some 3.1 seconds in Tulu. He's got to make his move soon. He's hoping Alpha Not's tyres going off, but Alpha has looked after him a little better on this stint. But in Tulu's are absolutely stunning. He can look after a set of tyres, absolutely. There we see his lap times have got a little better since putting the soft tyres on there for Cthulhu. In future, stay away from the super softs. I don't like super soft tyres. Too oversteery for me. Wow! See the slide that little GG's pulled there, and he just slid into that corner. Absolutely beautiful car control. And there he goes to cross for lap 9. 3.5 minutes. Oh, definitely Matt Psycho's going to get lap 9 in as well, and I imagine so is Alpha Not. So they've all got plenty of fuel though. Alpha Not's tyres looking quite worn, same as in Tulu, and Cthulhu also. I don't know if they'll be trying to get a pit stop before the end of this lap, but little GG's there, 53 seconds lead from Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho doing all he can. I think this might be one of the only laps he hasn't gone into pit. He's pitted every other lap, hasn't he? I'm sure of it. So Matt Psycho pushing on and gets across the line. Yeah, they're all going to get across the line. What am I saying? It's ridiculous. Because it seemed like 50 odd seconds seemed a lot. And this could be his fastest lap of the... Oh no, it was an out lap, so it still hasn't posted a fast lap except for his first lap. Alpha Not then, he's on his fastest lap at the moment. It says it's done his best. He's come across the line with a 7 dead, and it is his fastest lap time, 7 minutes and 9.81. Then in U 702.3, he's 3.5 seconds behind Alpha Not now. We are on the last lap. Cthulhu, yeah, he's got 2 minutes to get across that line. He's just coming up to the line now. Beautiful stuff. No one wanting to get a last minute pit in there. And there we see Cthulhu coming across to start his last lap out there wildly on the grass. Beautiful stuff. 7:04. So little GG's leading the way. He's got a purple. He's already got the fastest lap on lap 2. 54 seconds behind, also on a purple. Here's Matt Psycho. It's going to be the battle for the fastest laps in this last lap. Alpha Not, oh no, Alpha Not's starting to lose the grip on that tyre. Oh my god, is he going to lose that place? In Tulu, he's there, 8 tenths behind. Oh, drama in the last lap. There we go. In Tulu has moved up into 3rd spot ahead of Alpha Not. Alpha Not's grip just running out on him just a little bit there. In Tulu's tyres a little bit better than Alpha Not's. Alpha Not will be absolutely gutted. Absolutely gutted. It looks like he braked into the corner where he usually brakes, and it just didn't seem like the car wanted to stop. So there we go. He's not far behind the Portuguese though, and he will Portugal the man, and he will be chasing him down with everything he's got. 3 tenths, 2 tenths. Whoa, this is gonna get messy. Nice racing. I like it. An hour of racing, guys. An hour around Green Hell, and we've got at least 2 of them still fighting for position. But Alpha Not's tyres are looking very used there. It's going to be hard to mount an attack on in Tulu in the last podium position. So little GG's. We've got 23 seconds left of the timer. Little GG's not even a third of the lap around. There's Matt Psycho going for that fastest lap. Still purple next to his time. And Tulu up into third, 1.4 seconds now ahead of Alphanut. Alphanut struggling on those super softs. The tyres have gone away from him, the best of the grip, but there, oh no, Intulu sideways, but now, oh no, Intulu lost the car a little bit. Oh, he's losing it a lot now. Where's Cthulhu? Cthulhu's some 30 seconds behind. I don't think he's going to be able to make that ground up, and Intulu is off and moving again. Oh, he must be gutted. Oh, I'm gutted for him. All that work, and it paid off when Alpha made a small mistake. It's not over yet though. Alpha's tyres are grizzly. And Tulu might be able to come back at him before the end of the lap. Talking about end of the lap, where are we there? With little GG's just going around the tight left corner, is it? Where it's quite a fast left going into a tight right, I believe. No? I don't know where I am, sorry. This is the final lap. The timer has run out now. And we see Little GG's 54 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho also getting that purple, who will get the fastest lap at the end of this race. Alphanut in third place. We thought it was done. We thought he'd lost the back end for Intulu to take over, but Intulu also losing the back end of the car. These cars can be quite slippery when the tyres are getting old. And Alphanut taking back a third spot. Cthulhu, one small mistake put Cthulhu back there, and he's just not been able to get it back again. Those super softs have really ruined his stint. Whereas Intulu absolutely adores the super softs. They've worked well for him. He's got a great pace. 702.3 on his last time around. Alphanut then pushing it. He wants that third place. That big horrible loud belch that you guys heard just then, that was my wife. She was just walking to the kitchen. It's animal stuff, isn't it? It's disgusting. So a Little GG's is just coming up to the straight, just the straight. It's nothing to do with the start or the finish, it's just a straight. Matt Psycho, 55 seconds. He's still got that purple next to his number. Every time I cut to him, he's got a purple next to his number. He wants that fastest lap here in the last lap. Small victories, Matt. And there is Alpha on the last podium position. He's some 11 seconds ahead of Intulu now. Intulu must be having a bit of a struggle. I thought he was only a few seconds behind Alphanut. He seems to have dropped off a little bit. I think his tyres have given up on him, and Cthulhu there, ooh, he's used his tyres up as well, hasn't he? Hasn't he just, eh? Mika Wivery says Little GG has done a virtual masterclass for the car track combo. He has that. And Mika says your wife is my kind of gal. Up away. Sorry, I think that meant to be burp. She left the B off. And there, Little GG's going for a fastest lap on his last lap, and so is Matt Psycho, first and second. There is your third person, Alphanut. Great racing all the way through, I must say. Intulu absolutely gave him a run for their money. Came from nowhere. He was the unknown in this race. Oh, has Little GG's already crossed the line? Sorry, guys. Little GG's, congratulations, well done, man. That was a masterclass, as Mika put it. You absolutely destroyed the pack. Well done, my friend. Matt Psycho is on the start straight. He hasn't got purple anymore. It's gone green. Did Little GG's. He got that fastest lap on the last lap. 6:54.549. And there is Matt Psycho along the start. It's not the bloody start straight. It's just a straight. And Alphanut in third place. 13 seconds ahead of Intulu Machio. And Fernando Cthulhu, he's there. His fuel, will it get there? It must do, it will do. So Matt Psycho just coming around the complex now to finish in a second spot. Great stuff there, Matt. Always a bridesmaid, very rarely a bride. Sorry, that was cruel. Sorry, man. Just because you came second to Liam yesterday, second to IR Graham in the Red Bulls. That's mean, I'm sorry, man. And here comes Alphanut in third place. Take a boo, my son. Great racing there from all that took part. The final podium. Taste that champagne, Alphanut. You deserve it. That was a long, hard-fought race there. I thought it was all done. Here comes Intulu. Fantastic stuff. Thank you for taking part, my friend. I hope to see you again on these races. It's great. You're racy. I like it. And Cthulhu coming around for the final position. He wasn't that far away in the end. And there he goes to take 5th spot. Never using super softs again, Cthulhu. Don't do it. There you go. That was your race, an hour around the Green Hell. I enjoyed myself. I hope you guys did too. Victory for Little GG's. Only called your racer Brown once. He got the pole. He got the fastest lap. And a clean race as well, because he didn't see anyone. I'll take you to the race results before I wind down. Oh, actually, it's my room, so I'm never going to have to quit. Well, because I'm going to be chatting, let me just say thanks to everyone. Thank you, guys. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Oh, it would have been quicker just to press the thingy. Awesome race. Awesome. I know this is boring for you, but these guys are probably going to leave. Awesome race. So I want to quickly thank them before they all disappear. That's like a good host does. There you go. Thank you, guys. Awesome race. Thanks for the race, guys. Yes, so take you to the results. Not much to see. Little GG's, an absolute masterclass, like Mika says. Matt Psycho doing a great job for 2nd spot. He was there racing with his pit stops down with Alpha, Intulo and Cthulhu. We had a few laps there. It was absolutely cracking stuff. Alpha Nut finally getting that 3rd place, but Intulo and Cthulhu both give him a run for his money in the end. Intulo, we don't know him. He turned up. He wanted to go at Green Hell. We said okay, and there he goes. He did an absolutely fantastic job. Can walk away from that quite proud of what he done. He's raced some of the best. I mean, Little GG's, Matt Psycho, Alphanot, they're all winners. And Cthulhu. Cthulhu's won championships in the VRC. So you have raced against some of the best. And if you're quite comfortable racing them, then you should get into some of our leagues, because you will do well. Cthulhu, great job there. I think the super softs really caught him out. They're really oversteery. I don't like the super softs. Little GG's got the fastest lap on lap 9 with a 6:54.549. Yeah, hopefully there'll be more Green Hells in the future. Maybe we'll do car votes for it if people are up for it. But it would be nice to see this come back again. Some spare Saturday or Sunday evenings. Because it was good fun. I liked it. So let me take you back to the guys, see if there's anything interesting being said. Intulu said awesome to participate. Intulu said good pilots. Cthulhu said that was a close one. Alphanut said little GG's, Matt Psychos, congratulations. Cthulhu lol. Cthulhu thingamajig, thank you. Thanks for the race. Good night, guys. Little GG says thanks, guys. Thingamajig. Alphanut says thingamajig. Many thanks for hosting the event, mate. No problem. Cthulhu's left. Thingamajig. Cheers. Matt Psycho says. Alpha says night, gents. And Little GG says thanks. So I will wrap this up as people leave. And all I've got left to say is, yeah, I enjoyed that. I want to do it again. So if you have any ideas for cars. There's that awesome Mazda one, a Group 3 Mazda they released. It's like an F1 car or something. That might be worth a shout. Super Mazda. Or maybe go for some classic cars. I don't know. I don't know any really classic sort of fast ones. We'll look at it. We'll look into it and see what... Oh, remember the replay? So you can do the commentary later. You were having a laugh. What, commentate on it twice? I will save it. I don't think I'll save it because I don't think I've got the room. As for the stewarding later, cheers, Jans, says I'm Matt Psycho. So that was a great race. Congratulations. So Matt Psycho's left. So yeah, there's nothing left to say except for thank you guys for joining in and watching. Thank you for the guys who raced. I was your broadcaster and commentator, Craven Moorhead. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Cheerio. Bye-bye. 9:52. It was meant to be finished by 9:30. What's weird? Bye-bye. I'm going to go and watch Strictly Come Dancing now. Din 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 din.